Hello out there, brothers and sisters. God bless you. This is Freddie Dorsey once again. Right here, you're looking on the inside of my Bible. This is the Bible that I teach and I preach from. Look at it. It done went through some, me and this Bible done went through some ups and downs. And these are the things that I do. When I learn something that's godly and spiritual, I write it in here. I have all kind of wisdom, all kind of insight that was provided to me. But because I am almost wearing this Bible and it's falling apart, I went and got a new one, the MacArthur Study Bible. And yeah, it has a lot of information, but I still had to put my knowledge in here. Look at that knowledge. Look at it. Now, I'm going to go with you over the 10 codes of conduct that we are to have. Most of you know it as the 10 commandments. But to me, it's the 10 codes of conduct. You shall have no other God but me. You shall not make yourself an image of me. You should not use my name in vain, and you shall remember the Sabbath day. That's the personal relationship you have with God. Now you say, how is that the first four of the commandments is your personal relationship with God? What you do is, you shall not have any other God but me. So I put that out there to men and women. Would you want your woman, your husband, to have another wife or another girlfriend or a side chick? And I put it to dudes. Would you want your wife to have another man on the side? No. So respect your wife as a godly instrument. Respect your husband as a godly instrument. You're to have no other person but them. That is what a marriage. You are married to God. So you shall have no other God before me. You shall not make yourself in image of me. And I'm saying this because a lot of you go out there and you create these falsehoods. Sometimes you show images of other dudes and say, this is my boyfriend. That's a deception. That's a fraud. And if the person you with ever found out, I'm sure they would be hurt about you not feeling that they're good enough to represent themselves to other people. So that's that second relationship with God. You shall not make yourself an image of me. The third, you shall not use my name in vain. Don't go out there saying that, hey, my husband told me that it was okay for me to do this, or my wife said it was okay for me to have this party while she out of town. No, that's using the names in vain. Do not do that. Your personal relationship with God is that you are not to use his name in vain. And I got some examples later on to show you. But since we're on the first floor of your relationship, let me explain it to you. Code of conduct number 1, you shall have no other God but me. Well, Eve worshiped Satan. That was her God. She listened to Satan more than she listened to Yahweh. Yahweh was the one who was feeding her, clothing her, providing everything, shelter for her, and protection. But she decided to listen to Lucifer, Satan. So yeah, you shall have no other God before me. And Eve was the one who set that tone. Number 2, you shall not make yourself an image of me. And what it is he was talking about the golden calf in Exodus 32:7. Abraham's father was a pagan. He had all kind of idols, all kind of false gods. So when the people came out of Israel, out of Egypt, and they came into the desert, hey, he told Moses, hey, here's these rules and regulations I need you to give to these people so that they don't piss me off. That's because that's what he did. They angered God with them being spiritually immature. Now, the other one was 3, you shall not use my name in vain. Well, guess what? That was directed towards Simon and Levi, and that's Genesis 34:25. They used God's name in vain to commit murder, to commit genocide. God wasn't happy with them because some of the rules he had set up was you weren't supposed to do that. Now, the fourth rule is you shall remember the Sabbath day. If you had a date with your wife and you told her you were going to meet her up somewhere and then you didn't show up, don't you think she's going to have a problem with that? Don't you think y'all personal relationship is going to suffer? Well, that's the same thing with God. God says the Sabbath day is the day me and you got a date. Keep that. Keep that promise to me. Meet me on Sunday. It ain't got to be alone. It ain't got to be drawn out. But just worship me on Sunday. That's all God is asking. So those are the first 4 commandments. Those are the first 4 rules of conduct that codes of conduct that you're supposed to have with Yahweh. Don't have no other God. Do not make no false images of me. Don't use my name in vain. And you shall remember the day we have a date, which is the Sabbath. Hey, I'll bring you down with some more.